It's been a year since Shanghai No.8 High School began a pilot program for 60 male students in 2 classes. It's the only high school on the Chinese mainland to try boys-only education. School officials say they hope it will solve what they call a masculinity crisis, where boys usually don't do as well as girls academically. So how are they doing after a year? Our reporter Song Wenjing has some answers in this week's Lifeline.
Learning to become a true man. Looking out of a 4th-floor window, 16-year-old Qin Jiajie says he couldn't help shivering. He had to slide down a rescue line just the way a firefighter does. But he finally made it, and so did more than 60 other boys. They were at a 3-day fire escape training program in suburban Fengxian district that is part of their boys-only school course. The program just wrapped up today. Qin says while all the work may look easy on TV, such as using a fire extinguisher or putting out a fire with a blanket, some of the students didn't succeed until their 3rd try.
These are all practical skills that we should master in case of emergencies. I hope that I would not only be able to protect myself, but also save people. I think that's man's responsibility.
Many of the students told me that being a fireman is no easy task. They say the training did teach them things like courage, resilience and teamwork. And that's just part of what the all-male students learn. What does it mean to become a man? The students' course design spells it out from the school's perspective. While many teenage boys spend most of their time building their minds, these students are also building their bodies. They become frequent visitors to gyms and participants in field survival training. One student tells us how surprised he was to discover he had lost 10 kilos over the past year. He says he feels like he's becoming a man, starting with being in better shape.
Being overweight has long been a headache for me. I still remember how awkward I was in the first bodybuilding class last September. My classmates encouraged me to keep exercising. Now I feel so good with a better shape.
The boys are able to run between 1,200 and 1,500 meters every morning. That's big progress from a year ago. Some boys in co-ed classes now also join in the morning run. We're like brothers.
But teachers say apart from being in good physical shape, it is also important for the boys to think like a man. That's why students have strict requirements in terms of self-control, time management, communication skills and respect for others. One teacher says those qualities can't be learned overnight through textbooks, but her students are learning bit by bit.
I still remember a case when one of my students spoke badly about another behind his back. Instead of ending up in a fight, the 2 boys had a face-to-face talk. Although they were just unhappy about trivial things, in that case, I was very proud of the way they solved the dispute, without my involvement.
After the 1-year pilot program, school officials say they're satisfied with it and will double the amount of students in male-only classes this fall. One local education expert says he agrees with the diversified education that the male-only classes create. But he also points out that getting all the boys into one class doesn't go beyond the so-called masculinity crisis to address the big picture.
Traditionally in China, men always play dominant roles in all walks of life. But the real issue in our education system is that it is still exam-oriented instead of cultivating qualified citizens. The key still lies in whether we can offer an education that can better follow teenagers' natural development. We are still experimenting.
This year, 14 of the students in the all-male classes were among the school's top 20 academic performers. The school says while it is too early to say there is a direct link between better scores and single-sex education, it's already tracking some of the key factors for further study. And as more students join the male-only classes in the fall, students like Qing and Li say they just cannot wait to share their stories with their new brothers. Song Wenjing, Shanghai Live.